Hey everybody, I'm Pastor Bill from Open Door Baptist Church in Morehead City, and this is a word of encouragement, a daily video series that I've been bringing to help everyone to put our minds and our eyes back on God's word of encouragement for us today, even in the midst of pandemics and political unrest and so on in our nation right now. Today, we are going to look at some encouraging words coming out of the book of Mark. Mark chapter 11, beginning in verse 15, where Jesus and his disciples are moving from town to town. And at this point, we read, "And they came to Jerusalem, and he entered the temple and began to drive out those who sold and those who bought in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold pigeons. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. And he was teaching them and saying to them, 'Is it not written that my Father's house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations? But you have made it a den of robbers.' And the chief priests and the scribes heard it and were seeking a way to destroy him, for they feared him, because all the crowd was astonished at his teaching. And when evening came, they went out of the city." Well, this might be kind of a difficult text to think about as encouraging to us today. But the highlight that I want to bring out here is the fact that, Jesus did not let anyone take advantage of his children. And I know from personal experience, of course, that being taken advantage of is a horrible feeling. It feels shameful and it makes you feel weak and like a person of no consequence. And Jesus will not allow his children to be taken advantage of, and least of all in the matters that pertain to the worship of the one true God, our Father and Jesus's Father. This is his house, he calls it, the structure of worship to the Lord. And he will not allow selling and buying and the sullying of his worship with things that he would consider as robbery. He will not allow it. He protects you, he cares for you, and he cares for the right and pure worship of the Lord that you are obligated, and I hope joyful, to give him. And so today, if you were feeling weak, if you were feeling taken advantage of, especially by those in power, or if you were feeling concerned and anxious about the upcoming election and the change that is happening all around us during these days, well, then take heart. Be encouraged that Jesus is in control, that he cares, that he's passionate about protecting you and the worship that you give the Lord.